baby, don't drop it.
Hello and welcome to the third episode of Bounded By. Today we don't just have one guest, we have two. We have a father and son duo, owner of Churchill's Boxing Club, Samm Mullins, and his very own national champion of a son, Harry Mullins. So, first of all, I want to get a real sense of who you are, Sam, where you grew up, and what got you into amateur boxing.
Well, that's a good question. So, from South London originally, born and bred in South London. The thing that got me into boxing, I'll never forget it, I was going up in the loft, looking round. I was one of them kids, I was into everything, you know what I mean? So I was looking in the loft, and I see a photo album. And when I opened it, there was loads of photos of my dad, who used to box at the Fisher.
Okay.
So I see gloves, I see write-ups, like, it was just brilliant. I was buzzing off it. So, you know, and that was the era of Rocky as well. So we all thought we was Rocky Balboa, you know what I mean? So I was watching that and looking at these articles, and I just couldn't wait to get into a gym. So that's when I got took down there, and it was the best thing I ever done.
So, tell me about your time at Fisher and boxing for Fisher.
It was the best thing of my life. I used to box at a Fisher, weren't the best of boxers, not going to make out as anything special. Got to a national finals, got to a couple of semi-finals, boxed under the Watch for Live Steve Iser, which is an absolute legend in the game. Yeah, one of the old school. Once I boxed for him, he thankfully let me start training in the juniors, and it's the best college I've ever been to, if you know what I mean. Best experience I got was working under him. Some of these trainers today, you know, they just jump in, but I worked under the Watch for Live Steve Iser, and it's the best experience of my life.
Okay. So, you worked with the juniors for a while. Did you produce any champions with your juniors at Fisher? And tell me about your time coaching at Fisher.
So Steve, as I say, put us in control of the juniors, and I had a brilliant season. It was like I had Chris Mabango, Ryan Jackson, and a couple of them got to national finals, and it was me hooked. As soon as I got to a national final, I thought the next year I got to win it.
Yeah.
And then when you get your first national champion, which I did at a Fisher, I was just hook, line and sinker, you know.
So can you remember who your first national champion was?
It was Chris Mabango, Obed's brother.
Yeah,
you know,
Chris Mongo, yeah.
I still can't say his second name. I don't think anyone can.
Well, he goes by Congo, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he changes it every week. But no, he was my first national champion, and it just went from there. Honestly, I was so hooked. It was like, it became more important than life, to be honest. And I had a sort of disagreement with Steve, which I still regret to this day, and I left the Fisher and then went to the Lynn Boxing Club. And I had a brilliant squad, I had brilliant coaches with me, Terry Pearson, Frankie Shaw, and we just one season, I think Lynn had their most national champions in a year, which was 6.
Okay.
For a young coach coming through, I was just
I can imagine the buzz off of that.
And you look at the people like Mickey Mays when they've had all them, and they just used to inspire me all the time. I used to, every time I see Mickey May, I was like a sponge to him. I wanted to know how he got his champions. And then my attitude was always to get more, and you know, that's where I've had my success. But it's not just me, it's the team around me.
Yeah, so how long in total was you at the Limb for?
Bloody hell. I know I got my licence in 2000 as an amateur coach.
Right.
I think, I must have been at Lynn for a good 7 years, I would say. And we just, the Lynn was like a sleeping giants, you know, they hadn't had champions for a while. I went there and we had some other parents, Terry Pearson, which I owe a lot to. He ended up helping. We just changed the gym around. It was like, I remember walking in and honestly people were smoking weed in the changing room. It was like right bad. But to turn it around a club that big, and we smashed it. And as I say, we had such a good team, Frankie Shaw, Paul Newman. We had some guys that, we just put all our dedication into that boxing gym, and we spun it around, and I lived off it.
So, obviously, you had Chris and that at Fisher. Can you give me your notable champions out of the Lynn?
At the Lynn, yeah. So I was lucky enough. Obed come over, won the ABAs for us. He come to the Lynn with us. Chris then moved to the Lynn with us and won some more titles. I had the McDonald family, which were a brilliant travelling family that could fight. I had Jerry McDonald won titles. I had Ellie Scottley. She won
world champion now.
Yeah, no, she won titles for us there. Louis Lynn. The gym was buzzing. We just had champion after champion, and then unfortunately the
split happened.
Yeah, the split happened.
The England ABA split, yeah.
Yeah, so the Lynns stayed with the original one, and
the ABA still with the ABA now.
I went with England to Nemesis, then with Tony Petit.
Yeah.
And thankfully, most of the fighters followed me. Ellie was there; she won the ABA there. Louis Lynn won the ABA. So it was just hook, line, and sinker, and then that's when Harry sort of was at the Lynn with us, and then he come Nemesis, and again, sort of, I love Tony Petit, and I could see us nearly falling out because we had both different sort of
styles, or
I would say styles, and he was very good for building up kids, where I wanted champions straight away, which is probably the wrong attitude. I weren't there. I don't want to be your father. I want to win a national title. You get them coaches that are good father people, and Tony was brilliant for that. So before we fell out, that's when I jumped ship and started my own gym. And
right. So just before we go on to talking about your gym, let's talk about Harry, your time as an amateur. So obviously, we heard your dad's origin story, finding your granddad's book and everything. So tell me what obviously inspired you. Obviously, we know your dad was a coach and that, but what made you want to be a boxer yourself?
Obviously, yeah. Like my family always done it, and I see Dad go to the gym every day, and I thought I want to try something. I was doing football, I didn't really get into it, if you know what I mean.
It wasn't. Just like Arsenal.
It weren't a bit of me, to be fair. And I thought, he's going up to the gym all the time. I like watching the sport. I was watching it on telly and that with my dad and my brother, and I thought I want to try it. So then I went there and I've loved it ever since.
Right. So how old are you when you walk into the gym for the first time? Like to act, not just walking into the gym. I mean, walking in there to take it seriously.
I'd probably say about 13, 14. I was about, when I went in there, took it seriously. I stopped football and went boxing full time.
Okay. So you're 13, 14. At this time, you were at the Lynn, not the Fisher.
Yeah, I was at the Lynn when I first started,
yeah. So tell me about your time at the Lynn.
Seeing all them champions, you were thriving off it straight away, to be honest. Even when you walked in the gym, it was like the smell of it. It was like a proper gym.
Yeah,
so you
proper
knew it
old
was
school, rustic.
It was
just like your West Hams, your Reptons, your old school gyms.
Yeah, you knew when you was there, it was like business time. It wasn't like no messing about.
So let everyone know what you done as an amateur. We know you won the junior
youths. I won the national youths in 2020.
But that was at Churchill's when Dad started
Churchill.
Yeah,
so that was Churchill's first national champion. So I won the youths then, and that was my first national title and all. So I got to a couple of finals in the schoolboys and all that.
When you was at the Lynn,
When I was at the Lynn, Nemesis, I got to the semi-finals of the juniors, and then when I got to Churchill's, it was the first time It
was meant to be. He was meant to be his dad's first champion. So that must be an honour for you, Sam, your own son, to be your very first national champion.
It was pressure. I know that much. It was real pressure because we kept trying and trying and trying. It's sort of, when they say it's written in the stars, I know it's a silly thing, but it was, and it was a lot of pressure, but we just knew it was going to happen. It was the first 3 threes, wasn't it, you ever done? And we even knew the people we had, which you beat. Who was it?
Hamza Udin was the semi-final.
Okay, yeah.
And then the final was Jimmy Dean Lee, but I lost to him 3 times before that. But that time we literally worked the whole year.
Normally say third time lucky, but with Harry it's the fourth.
Fourth, we literally had the whole year.
That reminds me of Arsenal. They used to finish fourth all the time. So, right, let's give the mic back to your dad. So let's talk about the creation of Churchill's. Obviously, we're in your new facility, the Churchill's. Your original facility was less than 100 metres on the left-hand side of this road.
Yeah, yes.
So let's talk about Churchill's, the origin story.
Yeah.
We know you have 2 stars on your logo for Harry and your other boy. Remind me of his name.
Charlie.
Harry and Charlie. So your 2 stars of his 2 boys. So let's get into the reasoning.
So it's crazy, really. I was flying. I was going on holiday at the time, and I'd already bought the place, and I had a problem with the name. I couldn't think of the name. First, I was going to call it Sam's Gym, and I'm thinking, no, it's not about me. Then I was going to go Mullins' Gym, and I'm thinking, nah, I don't like the gyms named after people. I think it's a bit... So
I'm chalk and cheese.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's not about me, it's about them. So I'm flying in the plane, and I put that, what's it called, the Winston Churchill program, you know...
Is it a film, documentary?
It's a film, it's on Netflix. Brilliant.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm watching it, it's not culture, but I'm watching it, and it's about him. And I'm thinking, like, you know, I don't get into all the politics. I just liked his, like, never die attitude, his fighting attitude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Never say never.
Yeah,
sort of
that's
thing.
right. So I'm on the plane and all that, and honestly, I'm writing names down for my gym, and I just can't think of a name. And all of a sudden, I thought, well, Churchill's, you know what I mean? And I got a bit of bad press from it, but I'm not doing it for the politics. I've done it for the fighting factor.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
Because without him, we wouldn't have won the war.
And the other thing, where you're based, you're not far from the Houses of Parliament.
Exactly. And to be honest with you, someone told me he was actually from around this area.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that myself.
No, so I named it Churchill, and I thought, yeah, it's mutual. It's nothing to do with my name, and it's the best move I've ever done. I wish I'd have opened the gym years ago, and you know, now we're sort of doing pros and amateurs. I absolutely love it.
Personally, the first time I heard Churchill's Boxing Gym, I thought of the dog in the back of the car, the advert with the nodding dog.
Nodding. We have a couple of them. Not dogs, people that nod.
Just yes men's in the gym, do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So you open your first gym, you get Harry your first champion, and then we know you have a big, long story career with Siobhan Clark.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, brilliant. Like, you know, he was, you know, I'd had a couple of pros before, and I used to get on with his amateur coach. Unfortunately, we don't get on as well anymore, but that's life. And he was just going to the Olympics. So, you know, he's doing really well.
He represented Jamaica, right?
Yeah, no, he represented GB.
Oh, was it GB?
Yeah, he was originally from Jamaica.
Okay, fair enough.
He's from Gravesham Boxing Gym, and he's trying to said, like, you know, do you mind if Chef does a bit with you? You know what I mean? So I started working with him, and I thought, oh, you know, he's a talent. You know, obviously
you could see it.
Yeah,
you could see it from the off.
And like, you know, we trained really hard. You know, I'm not going to make it. I've done all the training for his Olympics, but I've done a bit with it.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
Then he was saying, like, after the Olympics, I want to go pro. I was like, yeah, I've got my license. Give me a shout if you want to. And I was lucky enough when he went to the Olympics, he went pro and with myself. So, you know, we had a good journey. We're not together now, which that's part of boxing, but he won the British title under us. He won, I think, the WBA International, IBF International. So he was doing well, you know what I mean? He was,
of course.
He had a good career, and now he's in America, and I wish
how
him
many,
well.
as an amateur, did he have for you? Because I can see up on the wall, he won something with you, didn't he?
He's only boxed me as a pro, so the photos up there. He's never done any amateur. I only trained him, like, how can I say, he was training with me.
Oh, was he registered as a Churchill boxer, but he was up in GB most
of
the time? Okay,
that's it. So
okay, fair enough,
He just boxed under me as a pro, but I just worked with him through the Olympic cycle, you know what I mean? But brilliant guy to work with, really good fighter.
Refresh not my memory for the people that don't know that might be watching. How did he do in the Olympics?
I think he well underachieved. I don't know if he went out, was it the first round?
First, yeah.
Yeah, so he won I think he won the Commonwealth. Did he win Commonwealth gold or silver?
Yeah, gold or silver. It was.
And then the Olympic, and he'd be the first to tell you he underachieved. And you know yourself with the Olympics, you have one bad day, you're done.
Yeah, so it's the way it works with boxing. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
One punch, one bad day, in that's it. Really.
He even before he left me, he don't even talk about it. Like it was just. Oh, I'm going to put a bad day in the office. When I watch the fight, it's not him, even though it is him. But you don't get a second chance, so...
Yeah, so you had... how many with Chev as a pro?
As a pro, we got in a double figures. I think... Yeah, I think it was 10. So he got really fast-tracked, which I think is good. So he won a British and 2 other international belts.
Yeah.
We lost for the European in France, which was... a close fight, but I do think he lost. I'm not going to make out he didn't. And after that fight, we had a little chat, and he said, "Look, I want to move on, and I'm not here to fall out with boxing."
Oh, 100%.
We shook hands, and he's moved. We still talk probably once a week now, sort of. I'll give him my opinion.
Yeah, so you're still amicable. You're still on good terms.
No, look, at the end of the day, the experiences you go through, you don't want to fall out with boxers,
No,
unless they do you dirty or
yeah,
you do them dirty. But we get on, I'll give him my opinion, and
so
life goes on.
Harry was your first national champion. Tell me about your rest of your national champions with Churchill's.
Yeah, no, we had a real good run when Harry had the pressure, and he nicked the first one, which was
Pressure makes diamonds.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's right. And then I had two girls, Sarah and Demi. They won developments, and then went on to senior level. Demi won the elites, so that was good. I can't even think who else we had, to be honest. Ronnie, who was down there, he got a couple of finals for us.
You had Thingy as well. She used to play for Arsenal and Chelsea. She's now a coach as well.
Kelsey. Yeah, she was a tough girl. She didn't win any titles, but she had some real good fights for us. She was she was like a street fight. I'll tell you a funny thing. On her first fight, she stopped the girl in round 2, and the girl went on the floor and she nearly booted her in the head. You got that street inside. Like, wow. But no, what a tough girl she is.
Because I remember one of my boys were boxing. I was at Repton at the time. It was a all-star show, and it might have been a first or a second bout. Yeah. It was just Obed there with her.
Oh, no, that was with Kelsey. Yeah, that's right.
With Kelsey.
Yeah.
Just Obed. I remember watching her there and thinking,
She's a right tough.
She stopped her girl then, didn't she? No.
Yeah, I think she stopped the girl. Yeah,
she was I've got to admit, she was potentially could have gone very far, but you get that age where they start going out and all that. Yeah, I had a brilliant girl. I had a young girl, Emily, that if she would have stuck at it now, I'm not sure she would have been in the Olympics, but life got involved. I had that Courtney Bennett, he won the GBs for us. So we had a real good squad, but I got to admit, at the end of when Demi won the nationals for me, the elites, I knew my time would come in the amateurs. It's the first time I'd walked out of the arena. Really happy with Demi's performance, but I didn't have the same buzz.
The amateurs weren't for you anymore.
No, and I thought, and I'm lucky to say this, because I've sort of won every title as an amateur, as a coach, I just didn't have the buzz anymore. And, then we had the mishap of Harry was picked for the Europeans.
And then
because
COVID
kicked in, and it really, I was like, I just lost
salt in the wound.
I lost the mojo for amateur boxing, and thankfully I went into the pros, and I think, I love it. It's the best thing I want to do, and now I'm starting to achieve that. So
obviously you do have it's not Churchill's, but you have an amateur club using your facility called Rebels.
That's right. Yeah, we've got Rebels, which I believe they're doing well, but I just don't even like going to the shows anymore.
I know you come to watch the London finals with us. You weren't too happy.
I was disappointed. I've got to admit, and you had one of your boys in him, and I think
Fred Pullen versus Nedge from Repton.
Yeah, I think that was a good fight, but some of it I watched, I just thought, I can't see any of these winning national titles. I thought London was a bad stand. Well, I used to think London was the best regional to come out of.
Because like my dad used to say, and I mentioned it in
your dad's day, Jesus, man.
Like my dad said, his highest achievement was winning the London schools.
Yeah.
But my dad said just to get out of East London, he boxed 4 times.
Then
he had to do the North East divs.
Trust me.
He said just getting out of London was like winning a national title back in the day.
I'll say it, no disrespect to any of the boxers there, it's not there, but I just thought, I just didn't make the standard. And
that's fair enough, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
I see a lot of new people come through, fair play, but I just, I thought, and this is not a sexy, I thought most of the girls look better than the men. Yeah. And I think it's sort of turning in that way.
Do you honestly think the split and the loss of some iconic and big clubs is partly to blame for that?
The split's killed the game. The split has killed the game completely. It's not a big enough game to split. Look, all clubs fall out and everything, but you need each other.
Yeah, of course.
Especially London. If London stuck together more, they'd be so strong. But there's so many little splits. And this split, what they've done, they've killed it. How can a club as big as the Lynn, which is probably one of the oldest gyms, and you wouldn't believe how many...
the oldest gym or
you
something
wouldn't believe how many Olympic champions they've had as well. and not in the main thing. And
it's like losing Repton, West Ham.
you can't
do you know what I mean?
Even the Fitzroy Lodge, you got to be in the same pact because.
Yeah, honestly, if it could ever happen, I would love to see everyone come back under one umbrella.
It's got to.
Because even down to names of clubs like Dionga and clubs like that, the amount of clubs we lost was.
It's like splitting the Premier League. You know, Chelsea might win it then, but you imagine if they split.
Sorry, when was the last time Arsenal won the league?
Don't worry about
How old was you, H? 21 years ago?
Was you born?
04, wasn't it?
No, but what I'm saying, if you split the Premier League, you can't ever really say you've won it because all the teams ain't in it. And that's what annoys me with the amateur game. I just think someone's got to grab them and say, look, all together, get on with it, and let's see who the best is.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So, as we know, we're in your new facility. You work with a lot of pros. I've been lucky enough to be around you working with Harry, Jack, and we can't not talk about Joanne.
Yeah, Joanne won you, one to watch and shoot.
Special girl, funny girl. She's world title eliminator next.
Yeah, so she's won the British and she's won the Commonwealth and the European through. She's got Cameroon roots, so she's gone that way.
Okay.
She's 12-0, which as a pro girl, 9 times out of 10, you're a world champion by then.
Yeah, it wasn't Katie Taylor. It was like 7-0, and she's world champion.
A lot of them get out there. The hardest thing, Joanna's, trust me, the best bantamweight girl out there. I would say it, and I would even put her in with anyone, even super bantam. The only thing is trying to sell her, which we're getting to. She's starting to get seen. She just boxed. Last week, she boxed a really highly rated Spanish girl. She's number 1 in the WBA. This girl's like so close to.
And from myself seeing her in the gym, she's hard working. She's in it from about 8, 9 in the morning. She does her own stuff. Then she's going to meet promoters. She literally don't stop.
No, she don't. Her time's coming now.
Her time is coming. Hopefully, we see her with a nice big world title round her waist. But let's talk about you, H. How many have you now had as a pro?
I've had 10 as a pro now.
Okay, you've had 10.
10.
All wins?
No, lost 1 for the Southern Area title.
Okay. Tell us about that fight. So what was it? Was it your own preparation or was it just a bad day at the office? Give me your honest opinion.
To be honest, it wasn't my best performance at all. It weren't. I got going too late, if you know what I mean. Okay, slow start.
How many rounder was that?
10 rounder.
It was a 10 rounder. So for you, when you would have shifted into gear, what sort of round would you say you finally clicked into gear?
I would probably say I left it that late. I'd probably say around 6, 7. Oh. Yeah, I started well.
So 2/3 of the fight.
Yeah. I literally threw it away myself, to be honest.
Okay. So I see you working hard in the gym every day now, and your next bout is scheduled for November time?
Yeah, November time, hopefully to get a date confirmed soon.
Okay, cool.
So nothing's fully set yet, but...
Working with your dad as a coach, so some people, you've got... you got the likes of Joe Calzaghe, his dad was his coach. I work with Vidal a lot, I'm around Vidal, him and his dad work. But some people it doesn't. I've seen it in gyms where, tell me where the line between him being your dad and being your coach, tell me about the dynamic.
I wouldn't change it, to be honest. I love it.
Yeah.
Even at home, we're always talking about boxing. My diet, he's on it, which is good.
Yeah.
There's no ways out of it, and it gives me the best thingy. Even on FIFA, we're still arguing, and it's
you still ain't played me yet. You ain't played me yet.
No, there's no change. To be honest, we don't treat it like father and son. It's at the end of the day, someone's trying to punch me, and
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So, at what point does it switch off? Is it when you leave the gym, or is it when you walk, or is it constantly now coach and boxer, or is it father? Is it a mix and blend of both?
No, there is a mix and blend, but obviously, 9 times out of 10, it's always like constant, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Throughout the gym, we're still working, if you know what I mean.
So,
There's always...
so if you do have a little bust up or a disagreement, you ain't got nowhere to hide. He's there. You know what I mean?
Nah,
you ain't got no chance.
Nah, to be honest, we don't really argue. We
solid.
Yeah, we work out well, which is what you want.
So
we
obviously,
don't argue at all.
Coming through the game myself, my dad being a big name. Everyone's seen episode 2 with my dad.
Yeah.
Part 2 of that coming soon. But with now your pro career, what is the trajectory? What's the route? What's the plan? What are you looking for?
So we're going to take this fight November the 2nd. I'm not going to say nothing yet about that.
Okay.
And then hopefully I want to win the British. Definitely, that's one of the belts I want to win. Win that, and then you go from there. You see what happens.
My dad has always said, and even my brother Sam has said himself, British for him is a world title.
Oh yeah.
That to win that British and to win it outright, because you've got how many, 3 defences or 4 defences?
3.
So you've got to win it and
defend it
3 times before you get to keep the belt.
One of the best.
And it's beautiful. Like I was lucky enough. Obviously, as you know, I'm close to Vidal. I got to hold the actual belt, the weight and the beauty of that. It's, in my opinion, apart from the WBC, it's the most beautiful looking belt. When you look at that belt, the history that it holds down from Lord Lonsdale himself.
It's probably got the most history.
Yeah, the way to football terms, we all like football. It's like the FA Cup. Old, beautiful. Like it's not the pinnacle, but
the cup
win it.
Arsenal's won the most. Is that the one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, because you're a cup team. Yeah, that one.
No, it's the history of it.
Yeah, the history of it. It's a beautiful belt to go on and win. So your staple here at Churchill's, you've got Harvey, you've got his brother Louis, you've got James Hawley, you've got another second coach, great coach. I am trying to get him on the pod, but he's a bit camera shy. Obed Morongo, one of, in my opinion, the best amateurs I ever got to watch with my own eyes. But he said he's a bit camera shy, but we'll definitely try and get Obed on there. The staple down here is a beautiful gym, beautiful facilities. The only thing I would say that's lacking from this gym, in my opinion, is that old school box, that smell.
Like
where it's a brand new facility, it hasn't, like the Repton, the dirty walls, the blood, sweat and tears. But eventually this will get it here. But just going forward, Sam, in the amateurs, if you had someone come along and say, I want to resurrect Churchill's, you don't have to be the coach, would you let someone, if it was a good enough coach, resurrect Churchill's itself as an amateur boxing side?
Do you know what? I've thought of that loads of times. When the new team come along, Dan and Julia, and they said they wanted to change the name, I was quite happy because the people I gave the amateur club to, which I'm going to say was Obed and Rosanna, they didn't have the time. And you ask any good coach, amateur coach, it's all about time.
Oh, no,
time
100%.
you don't see your family. I've missed christenings. I've been meant to have been a godparent. I was in the ABA finals. Yeah. So these people just didn't have dedication. And I got to admit, I really wish with Dan, I convinced him to. I wish I would have convinced him to keep the Churchill name, but then I thought I didn't want to see it. You know, I'm a control freak.
Yeah, you want to see. So you want to see someone. If it was to resurrect, you want to see someone that is willing and committing to put the time in that you would have.
Yeah, I want your life. I want it to be your life.
Yeah.
And it is. I want it to be your life. So.
You want a Harry Mullins, a Mickey May, a Tony Burns.
Oh man, see the names you're talking there, you know what I mean?
Someone that would
dedicate and that's the
their
attitude you got to have with Mickey May, Tony Burns. You know, West Ham was Mickey May.
Yeah, Repton was Tony.
Steve Eisers
was Fisher.
And that's what I think, if you cut them, they would bleed the colour of the club.
100%.
And that's what I'm hoping one day when Harry succeeds in where he is. I'd love him to go, don't become a pro coach, first develop your amateurs. Because I think it's such a good college. You get so many pro coaches that have never, even though they're good pro fighters, and they've never trained an amateur. The hardest people to train are amateurs.
Yeah.
You got to get them. You get a beginner. Anyone can go in the corner of Amir Khan. Anyone can go in the corner of them. You get an amateur and build them up.
A raw novice that comes in here, can't get their feet right, can't throw a straight
can't even do
jab.
the laces up sometimes. No, but you know what I mean? And it's really good to, but I just ain't got the patience for that no more.
And you ain't got the time, really.
No, but I used to.
You got your 2 kids, you got your grandkids, you got your life, you got your pro staple.
Like, not being funny, what Mickey May and Tony Burns say, what they know now, after these pro coaches wouldn't, you can't even lace their fucking boots
Even
up.
my dad said in the last episode, and he said it for a long time, after people in this game now, what they know about boxing, they couldn't write on the back of a Tottenham stamp.
Oh, they're fitness coaches. That's what you're getting, a lot of fitness coaches. And that's why you got all this shit, fucking semi-pro this, semi-pro. There's
YouTube,
amateur boxing,
the TikTokers.
there's amateur boxing, and there's professional boxing.
That's it.
Job done.
Yeah.
Simple. The other lot is going to... Misfits, don't get me wrong, I've got some misfit people down. I don't agree with it, but the money's ridiculous, so you've got to go with it.
You never begrudge anyone making a pound, but personally, for me, it's when you see, like, for instance, you see these YouTubers, their TikTokers, they start putting records in their bios, and you're like, mate, I've got... And I'm looking, I'm like, and these are like men, and I'm like, I've got juniors... about 12 or 13 would pick your head off for fun and drop you on the canvas.
You're a schooled club. That's why you're a club that's been schooled. You're a club that's got history. You're a club that even... who's your coach? Chris Penny?
Chris Penny.
Right, they're people that's been in the game for years.
You got Chris Penny, Russell Gerrard.
Look at Russell Gerrard, you know what I mean? They've all been about.
Tony Griffiths is the senior coach. He was at Repton, was at Fisher for a little while.
You're talking proper... Now you're getting... Honestly, you get these, I think, gym boxes where they're training people, and they're not even training. It's such a dangerous sport.
Yeah, you see a lot of the time now that people say, we've got this many boxes. Half of them are just keep fitters, and you see kids get in the ring, and I'm like, have you really let this boy or girl get in the ring? They're not ready to be in a boxing.
I'm telling you now, what's annoying me though is why they're not getting stopped. Like, why is people... my way of orders, you've got to do all these courses and all that. Why don't an official ever go up to someone in the corner and say, you've nearly got that fucking kid killed. Get your fucking licence, you're banned for a year. I've always said that there's too many ego trainers. I don't believe in people say, you've got a box to be a coach. You haven't. No. I believe... I worked with Terry Pearson. I used to have that attitude. He'd never boxed, but he was at the Lynn. He was one of the best coaches I worked with because he wanted to listen and learn.
Well, even that, you think of it, Joe Calzagi's old man did not box.
No, that's right.
Yeah. You got, I was talking to Dave Shepherd. He's the head coach of Kent Gloves. His girl Nancy has just been selected to go for trials for the Commonwealth Games. Like, he never boxed himself. No. Even in terms of football, the best footballers don't make the best coaches.
Arsene Wenger.
He's poor at both.
Yeah, do you know what he said? Arsene Wenger reckons he said he wasn't even the best footballer down his road. They reckon he had a French international, I think it was Dejean or something, lived down his road. He said, I'm not even the best footballer down my road.
Yeah.
Mad,
look, some people can analyse and see things differently from an outside perspective. Yeah, obviously, the trust aspect sometimes is there more with someone that's been in there and taking it. And like, if you walk in a gym now, say for instance here, and you point out Obed, if a kid then finds out what Obed done, they're gonna want to soak it in. But it doesn't mean automatically Obed's a better coach than a coach that has never boxed. It's just one of them things.
But I think what's going to happen soon, and I hope it don't, I think one of these misfits or white qualifiers are going to get really hurt. And it's only then that whoever, I don't know how it's going, what board it goes through, then we're going to wake up and go, wow. These misfitters are not boxers, they're training hard, they're going in with like 10 to 12 ounce gloves. And they're having a proper tear up. One of them's going to get hurt soon.
Well, I'm not going to say no names, but we've seen personally. I've had an ex senior boxer come in here to spar one of the Misfits boxer, and I've had to tell my boxer, well, my ex, he's turning over as a pro now, can you just tap him?
Someone's going to get hurt, and it's going to be live on the telly. It's going to be, I guarantee, a Misfits show, because they can hit.
Yeah, of
they
course.
know how to hit.
It's boxing. It only takes one shot.
Yeah, but they're not. I just don't.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It only takes one shot to hurt someone severely.
Yeah. It worries me because I think, how is this getting put on telly when you got fighters? I've got professional fighters that are unreal when they're not even getting.
That's why I did see when KSI, Jake Paul, and that and Thingy got involved. Eddie Earn, he made them get their pro licenses and do it properly. But these unlicensed shows and things, it's bad for boxing. And the thing that makes me upset is I'll see a kid from the age of 6 walk into an amateur boxing gym, strive their whole life and work, and their mum and dad put thousands upon thousands of pounds, miles, whatever, and never get a penny out of the sport.
Ticket sales, running around the country selling tickets.
And
where's the justice?
So I'll give you a perfect example. Harry, what's the most you've made out of a fight once you've paid everyone off and that?
I don't think I have.
No.
Well, these misfitters, they're getting 20, 30, 40 grand, and they haven't put 1% of what Harry's put into the sport.
And because they sell and they got followers and all that, I just think I don't begrudge them, mate. Good luck and make your money, but there's got to be some sort of justice system, or I don't know. I don't know, because I think there's an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah, 110%. And then
I don't want to be the told you so. You know what I mean?
And do you know what it'll be? That will happen, but then our sport, whether it's the amateurs or the pros, will get looked down on it because they paint them with the same brush as us when they're not. It's like a Sunday league footballer saying I'm a professional.
That's true.
Yeah, it's like a normal car driver having a race in an
F1 car. It's dangerous.
I'm telling you now, someone gets hurt, and it'll be the likes of us lot that get looked upon. Well, you let them spar at your gym. Something's got to stop, but who am I? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's nothing we can do. But going forward from this point here, we hopefully are going to see many world champions and things like that come out of this gym.
Definitely.
And just for anyone that wants to do a PT with either yourself or Harry, let them know where you are, where you're based, where they can find you.
Yeah, no, I like that. We are the nearest stations between Waterloo and Vauxhall. Myself, Harry, Obed, even Mike, we'll do one-to-ones, proper one-to-ones as well, not this keep fit. If you want to learn to box and be safe, go to a proper club, not this shit that's out there at the moment. How to say it? It bugs me.
Well, all I'm going to say is thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for letting us come to your facility, and I'm glad to
always a pleasure
share your stories. And God bless. Stay tuned for episode 4 coming soon after this. But thank you again to Sam and Harry Mullins, and up the Chelsea. Fuck Arsenal.
And let's get Obed on this sofa. That's what I'll say.
Let's get Mr. Stutter on the sofa.
Yeah, he loves it.
All right, lovely boys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Jimmy, don't drop that.